quite difficult for us to try and find them. Now, if it's one of the Birminghams, maybe he's going off on territorial patrol, an early one. So we'll just make sure we check all the way around here. Trying to think what the route would be. Okay, nothing here. Let's try and get out of this mess. Now this is the fun part. Okay, can you see what's through the gap there? I see there's a big tambuti. Well, there we go. We'll just stall and then stop. Well, sorry, little broken tree. I'm going to have to just drive over you just a little bit. There are many trees behind me. Cool. There we go. That should be fine when the tank doesn't turn as sharp as Rusty. Okay, where are we going to go now? I think let's go back on Mvubu. Let's take the fire break. And we'll have a look through these drainage systems, or at least some of them. Remember, it's because it's coming into winter, the level of the grass is dropping, the trees are thinning out, so it's making it easier for us to see a little bit further. So that definitely helps when it comes to trying to spot animals. And if those tracks are on top of the rain, it stopped raining about maybe 20 minutes ago or so. The drizzle let up. It was a bit more than a drizzle. So we can't be too far behind, though. Saying this, male lions can move exceptionally quickly. Right. What we'll do is we'll keep driving and keep searching, and hopefully between Byron and I we'll find these lions, or the lion. Maybe there's some more around here. I'm going to send you back across to him. It seems as though he's out his car, and I think he wants to show you some footprints.
Well, I can't actually see any more tracks. Now, I've looked around here. This line went off the road somewhere here, right here. But I can't, because now there's been a few vehicles that have driven up and down here. So now I can't see where the tracks have gone. Even the last track I circled, they drove over it. So I don't know. I don't know where the other tracks are. It looked like a male, but they you good there, fine, Cesar? Thanks. No, it's so frustrating. You walk down here. Now this is the entrance to the hyena den. One of the other guides checked the hyena den. He said that it's not active. He didn't see any hyena there. And this lion track comes past here and it drifts off somewhere. Now I wonder if it didn't just go off through the block off to my right. But general direction is south. So going further on to Djuma, down towards Gallagher access basically. So maybe we should just head down and have a look. I checked down towards Gallagher Pan. No sign of a lion coming out there, but I wonder if it didn't just cut straight through the block. I'm going to drive very slowly and just keep a look out here while we are driving. Just see if we don't see any movement. I think we were very, very close to that line, because you could see the soil was still very soft where it had stood in some deeper, softer soil because of the rain. So it could have been, well, it could have been half an hour or so ago, half an hour, maybe longer, I don't know. We'll see, we'll see. Let's see if we can find it. That would be great. There are a lot of thick drainage lines around here. Chitty Chatty Meg, if I find a very clear track of this line, I'll show you the size of it. There are no tracks along here anymore, so it's definitely cut off the road somewhere. That is quite frustrating, isn't it? Also, I sometimes don't understand how I showed the other guy the tracks and then he's left already. Don't know why. See, the thing is, ideally, if you see tracks or fresh tracks, you need to then check track for track where they go very carefully. And it's difficult while we are busy driving, because I might miss a track cutting off the road and then it's too late. But we'll drive and have a look around. Let's head to James, who's got his binocs, and let's see if he manages to spot anything from where he is.
It's like, hello everybody, welcome to the Masai Mara again. Of course we've been with Scott today. My name is James Hendry. Yes, and for the very first time in the Masai Mara I am with the Brak. That is his extraordinarily long thumb for a man of his height, 5 feet and 8 inches. His thumb is roughly the same size. Good. Now, of course, you may ask us any questions you like. Hashtag Safari Live. And we are looking actually a bald-faced lie. There are quite a few further north than this, but they are certainly the most furtherly north ones that we've shown you. And as Viam swings to the left, so you will see spotlights coming out of the heavens and onto the land. Is that not quite stunning? Now, as per yesterday, we're hoping to find some lions in and around the migration so that we might follow them as the sun sets, and they get up and do something hunting-like. And we know of 2 groups of lions quite close by, the Agama pride, who many of you have met, 4 lionesses, now 13 cubs, and they do have some wildebeest around them, but they were so very fat when we saw them on the way out that I think that they probably won't hunt tonight. If we don't come up with a better option, we might go back towards them. And then just behind us we have the big male lion Scarface and his consort at the moment. Unfortunately, they are surrounded by, well, should we say, the same number of people that watched the Super Rugby semi-final at Ellis Park this last weekend. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we'll consider it like a sort of semi-final of the Super Bowl or the Stanley Cup or the FA Cup, depending on where you are in the world. So that's what's going on here. They are over there, and he is the most famous lion in the world, and that's why there are so many people there. He's under that bush to the right-hand side. And Marsha, you're wondering if there's no limitation on vehicles. Marsha, I have read that there is a 5-vehicle limitation on vehicles. I've yet to meet one guide in this area who's managed to be disciplined enough to maintain that status quo. But what they cannot do there, you see, is drive off-road. And so although it looks like there are a lot of cars there, you know, the lion is unaffected. He's in exactly the same position. They can't get around him. They can't surround him. So I don't think that there's any harm there at all. We're just going to look here. This is probably, I think we need to, Scott was doing this the other day, and I'm not sure that any of us have got it quite right. I think he's got closest. But how do we count a herd like this? I've heard various guides around the place, oh, there were 200,000, or there were 24,000, or there were probably 26,000 wildebeest there. Well, I think it's almost impossible to count them. I think once you get above 1,000 wildebeest, it's probably very difficult to tell the difference between whether you've got 1,000 or 10,000. Anyway, I would have said around here we've probably got in the region of about 300 or 400. So not a massive group. We got some beautiful shots of a migrating herd going north into the northern parts of the triangle, over the big lugger that feeds into the Mara River, and the one that where the Mara Pride are lurking around. So we'll probably go back there later in this evening if we don't find anything here. We will of course be around for the drive, and then after the drive we'll be doing the Facebook Lives, hopefully, if we get some action like Scott's just had. Isn't that lucky that he's just had all that? Very nice indeed. Good. We're going to drive around there slowly. Karen, you say, do I like driving or being in migration control? Karen, I quite like a bit of both. I like a bit of variety in my life, you know, variety in the spice of life and all that. Karen, It's very nice to be out, I must say. I mean, I think the migration control is great fun for a few things, but it is inside, and it is it's not even like the tent, you know. It's not like you can nip outside and grab a bush or something and stick it under the microphone or microscope. Microphone. It's very much an inside job, but it's great to watch those crossing cameras. That is really spectacular fun. And we've had some great times there, and we will have some more over the course of the migration season, especially as the migration comes into this area. The main crossing points are just in front of me there, and we're not going to go there because obviously our cameras are watching those areas, and so there might be some more lions there. And I believe that Scott and his cheetah are now having a very small evening snack.
So the ladies have just finished off their little evening snack, as James says, a scrub hare. It is an absolute morsel for the two of them, but certainly better than nothing, and they made very short work of it. They may continue to sniff around a little bit just to make sure they haven't left any little bits and pieces. Oh, it looks like she found one there, as they will certainly not be wasting anything. They are very young, and it'll be interesting to actually spend some more time with them and get to know how successful they are at hunting. I have seen them with the Thompson's gazelle kill on Thursday, and this is the second kill that I've seen them with, and we were fortunately enough to be able to see it all happen. They may get up and continue hunting this evening. Their bellies are certainly not too full to do that. They've just enjoyed quenching their thirst, though, after what was maybe about 200 meters, 150 meters total chase. They ran quite far from where they were sleeping before they actually started hammering down after the scrub hare, and a lot of zigzagging backwards and forwards until one of them managed to take it down. I lost track during the hunts. I'm not sure, was it one that kind of seemed to lead the charge, or did they relay, Ferg, or too hard to tell?
It's hard to tell.
Yeah. Okay, so they were both kind of trying their best to get as close to the scrub hare as possible, and one of them eventually did get lucky. It'll be interesting to maybe watch a replay at one point, at some point, to see exactly what went down. Hello, Cenac. You'd like to know if the prey that they've just consumed, scrub hare, live in burrows, that of aardvarks or termite mounds or any burrows underground, and the answer is no. Hares live above the ground, and that is actually one of the main distinguishing differences between hares and rabbits. Rabbits live in burrows, have got much smaller ears, and they hop, whereas hares have got big ears, live above the ground, and have got more of a running motion as opposed to a hopping bunny rabbit-like motion. So no, the scrub hare is above the ground, and there's not actually any rabbits that do occur in this immediate area that I know of. There may be some up in the rocky areas around the escarpments, but I'm not too sure of many rabbits living in these parts. The most widely spread rabbit-like creature that I've experienced in my years of safari is the scrub hare. They are quite widely spread through sub-Saharan Africa, whereas rabbits tend to be less common unless you are at a pet shop. So what would have happened, and what's interesting is these scrub hares are usually nocturnal, so I'm not sure if the elephants flushed it from wherever it was hiding. They usually hide out during the day in little thickets. It's kind of abnormal that it would have come out so early in the evening. So I'm guessing something flushed it from its hiding place and the cheetahs pounced at the opportunity. And that, I think, could have actually been the first live cheetah kill that Safari Live has actually shared with you guys. Oh no, Kirsty says not so much. Well, maybe we're second on the podium.
I don't know if you got me trying to do a woodland kingfisher call. Just in case you're wondering what on earth that sound was coming out of my mouth. I went chip. Craig and I were having a conversation about well, I was asking Craig what's his favourite bird call. He said either the pearl-spotted owlet or the woodland kingfisher. But sorry about that, the gremlins can be a pain at the best of times. But how fantastic seeing all sorts of animals in the Mara. Very nice. And of course it's always great to have Scott and James join us out on safari. Now we're still trying to work out where this lion has gone to. Also, the tracks just disappear off of the road. It's very difficult because Gallagher shortcuts quite sort of solid ground, and then when it's wet it doesn't necessarily leave the clearest track. You almost want a very sandy road when you're trying to track after some rain, because the weight of the animal obviously pushes down and the depression of the track is a lot deeper than easier to see. So we're just on Zoe's road and I'm just scanning left and right and making sure that if I can spot it with my eyes it'd be fantastic. But no more tracks this side, so I'll check towards the Balanites tree and then maybe take Zoe's road all the way to Philemon's cut line, and then I'm going to do a big loop around and come back this way, and we'll just keep checking these areas over and over again until we pick up on some more tracks. Byron's gone a little bit further west, or northwest. When I just spoke to him on the radio now, he said that he was on Aubrey's road and he's just going to check around there. It's just so hard to say. I can't remember if they did. I think they did say that they had lions this morning, but I don't know where. And they haven't even found Tingana again this afternoon. He seems to have pulled a sneaky and disappeared completely now. Maybe he's just gone off somewhere to keep out of the rain. I didn't hear if they said they found his carcass that he had, because he had an Impala. So we're still just waiting for some more updates, and then I'll be able to update all of you. But it's now windy and it's quite cold. It's actually more miserable than what it was when it was raining. Craig, are you actually starting to feel the cold now? Pretty chilly, says Batman in the back. And the birds have also now disappeared. I'm still searching for Franklins. I was serious about this Franklin competition too. I'm going to win it. It's my goal. I'll be so happy if I can get more Franklins than Byron. How great of an achievement is that? Don't you think? I think I would deserve an award. Alice, earlier you said you had some jokes for me. Do you still have jokes for me? I need to laugh. Let's listen to some of them. Alice is going to tell me the jokes now. She's just searching. Okay, so the first one is from Abby, who is only 8 years old. Abby, I'm looking forward to this joke, and the joke is, why can't leopards play hide and seek? I don't know. Do you know, Craig? Because they always get spotted? Is that the answer? Yay! 1 point to me. Sorry, Abby. That's very good though. I quite enjoyed that one. Thank you for that. I like that. I may also steal that. So Abby and Eric, I'm going to use all the things that you've said today, so thank you very much. I'm just checking this junction here. You know what? I said I was going to go on Zoe's road. I'm going to stay on Zoe's road. There's no lion tracks this side though. Any more? Alice? Another one from Oh Hi Bacon. What do you get when two giraffe collide? Oh, Craig, you better try and think of an answer to this too. What do you get when two giraffe collide? I don't know. It's going to be something so obvious and I won't get it. Okay, Alice, I'm stumped. No, wait. I should have got this one too. A giraffic jam is the answer to that. I have a friend who always talks about giraffic jams. They're going to be so disappointed when I tell them about this situation. They're going to say that I never listened to them. Well, I've got a goldfish memory though, so at least I have an excuse. Please give it to me, Alice. I'm so excited for the last joke. This is an easy one. Fox Hat, your question, not your question, your joke is, which animal always gets disqualified from the races? And the answer to that one could only be a cheetah. It has to be. Is it a cheetah? Yay! Okay, so that was pretty good. I got 2 out of 3, not too bad. Disappointing that I didn't get the giraffe jam one. I really do know better. That's quite funny, actually. But thank you so much for those. I need to start writing them down, but my hands are too cold to write anything down. So you can, if you share them, then I can find them a little bit later. If you tag me in them, and I'll remember them forever and ever and ever. And please keep sending those animal jokes in. We love them and it's so much fun, and I'm sure Byron would really enjoy them. Maybe he's got a joke or two for you. And speaking of Byron, the jokester in camp, let's go across to him and see if he's picked up on any more lion tracks.
There we go. Hang on, we found it. We found the line. We found the lines, everyone. There we go. We've just found them. Ha ha ha. There we go. I thought so. We turned around, we come back, and yeah, they are. Look at it. It's actually a whole pride. Come on. There we go. That's what we wanted, everyone. Fantastic. Looks like the Nkuhuma pride. Ha ha ha. There we go, everyone. How's that for timing? As soon as you got it, Senzo spotted these lions down the road. We saw them. So we just crossing Gallagher access. Now all the lions are we basically between Aubrey's and Gallagher shortcut. So what happened was we drove all the way around. I thought they came through this block. So we only saw tracks of the one lion though. But it shows you the whole pride has moved through this area. Yeah, some more coming. They're going to be crossing in front of us. So they've just, I drove through here about 10 minutes ago, drove up the road, and then, and decided to turn, didn't see any more tracks crossing, and came back, and luckily our timing was perfect. But you see, they've crossed straight through the block. Some of you are laughing. Apparently I promised one lion and found a whole pride. Now I wonder if one of the males are with the pride. That would be really great. The track I saw looked like a male track, but there was only the one track. So this whole pride decided to come through and cross through this area. That is amazing. Sure. Well, look at that. Finally, the rain fortunately stopped, but this cool weather has helped us. It's caused these lions to move. Yeah, more of them coming. Isn't that great? Oh, wonderful. Some playful youngsters. Now I'm just trying to think how I'm going to follow them through here. I wonder if Tayla is still nearby. She said she was, maybe. But let's just see. There was, I saw another one or so. I wonder if there's not a male following behind somewhere. Just try and have a look through this thicket. I don't think so. It looks like a whole pride. Now I'm just trying to think. As I said, unfortunately we've got the roof on, so it makes it even more difficult to follow these lions now through the thicket. They're approaching. They're basically going to come out on that telephone pole cut line. On that you see, I'm not going to get through here now. Oh, that is frustrating. You know what? They might be heading down towards Impala Plains. Let's drive around quickly, everyone. I'm going to try to drive around and catch them on the other side, hopefully. Let's see. That cut line isn't far. It's right here. Wait, there's a little gap. It's a little bit open here. Should be able to get through here. Isn't that exciting to see the whole pride? That's wonderful, wonderful. See what I mean about it being difficult to maneuver with the roof. Don't worry, we'll get there. Senzo, you're holding on. Watch out. Fortunately with the roof there are something to hold the branches away. Come on, don't want to lose them again. It wasn't easy to find them. But that's, as I said, those tracks were very fresh when I saw them. There they are, straight ahead. Okay, we've got them again. Now everyone, I think this is the Nkuhuma Pride. A lot of you said you're wondering which pride it is. It looks like the Nkuhuma Pride. All the youngsters and the females. Yeah, the 3 lionesses in front of me. Sorry, I was just double checking. The young males, yeah. The youngsters are here too, yeah. There we go. Yeah, they go straight ahead in front of us. That's wonderful. I'll just call this in, shame. I'm sure the other guys are looking for lines. Stations managed to locate on the Nkuhuma Pride. They're now mobile south. They're crossing that telephone cut line, that phone pole cut line south of Gallagher access, approaching Impala plains. Okay, all the youngsters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's right. There's 6 youngsters and the 3 females. Isn't that right, Senzo? I see so many different lion prides. I often forget. Everyone, just please remind me again. But I'm sure it's the 6 youngsters with the 3 lionesses. I often forget the numbers in the prides. In the Kalahari where I was recently, there are 2 different prides there. And the numbers also, it's like 9 and 11 of the 2 different prides there. But I'm not sure at the moment. They're mobile. It's tough to say really, but I'm just trying to keep up with them at the moment. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that a lovely, lovely view of them? Well, I'm very excited and happy about this. It's so funny. It's amazing how the universe works. Said I hadn't seen them for a while. Not sure where they are. We were speaking about the lions, and all of a sudden they appear. Now I'm just trying to think that, oh, everyone look here, the two males. It was, you see, I told you, it was the male tracks that I saw. He had 2 males behind him. They're following the pride. I'm just going to stop right here. They're going to come out into the open. So it was, the track that I saw was definitely of the 1 coalition member. And here they are, look, here they come. Oh, isn't this fantastic? What a nice surprise. Not 1 but 2 of the big coalition that we have in this area. Oh, look at that. Wow, this one closest to us has got a very dark mane. Oh yes, please stay here. Oh, that's wonderful, and that's nice and cool. Get a bit of interaction with all these lions. Look at them playing. Sorry about that strap hanging in the way, everyone. It's unfortunately with the roof. Bobby, you say they're spectacular looking. They are indeed. Now they're still moving. I'm not sure where they are heading to. I'm hoping they head towards an open clearing. It'll make it a bit easier for us to follow them, because they're now going. They're heading towards Impala Plains. Hang on, watch here. Have a look at this. We've got. Oh, I don't know if I'll be able to get the view. Let me try. There's lions in a tree. Look at that. Oh, this male doesn't seem like he's too happy about. These are the young ones. Up here, see the youngsters playing. Very, very playful. Exploring, and look at that. Climbing the tree. Ah, there we go. That's a bit better. Thanks, Enzo. Stations, just an update on the Pride. There's also 2 coalition members with them. Oh, that's great. Just an update on the Pride. They're still just on this telephone pole access or cut line. And there are 2 coalition members with them. I would say if you take Impala Road leading towards Impala Clearing, it looks like their general direction is towards there. Okay, copy, no problem. Let's see if we can stick with them. Come on. No, I'm just worried. Oh, black grass photography. You asked if these... sorry, give me a second. Black grass photography. I just want to check where these lions are going. Moving through some very dense bush at the moment. Sure. Let's see where they go. So black grass photography. These 2 males are part of a coalition of 4 brothers that patrol this entire territory. So they're the ones. They're actually the fathers of those youngsters. And they meet up with the different prides from time to time. So they don't necessarily always stay with the prides, but they will come in and meet up with them every now and then, depending on if the females are potentially showing signs that they're in estrus. Oh, hang on, Taylor's got something interesting. Let's go see what it is.
What I think I have a leopard. I can't... Oh, hello. I'm so sorry. I can't... actually hear Alice. Let me try that again. I almost called you Eve, who is a friend of mine. But we have a leopard in the road. Who have we got? We've got a leopard. This is so much fun. Woo! This is very exciting. Let me just get up here very quickly. Are you a boy or are you a girl? Mr. Mvula? Is this you? Oh, he's seen something. This leopard, whoever it is, has seen something. There are lots and lots of impala around here. But now this is the hard part. There's the leopard, it's stalking. I don't know if there's a duiker or a steenbok. I haven't quite seen what it's seen just yet. I can't even tell you right now if it's a female or a male. This is very exciting. I saw it on the road from very, 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 very far away. And I said to Craig, you've got to zoom in, there's something on the road. And he did. And here we are. Craig, can we zoom into his ears? I think it's Mvula. Yes, it is. It is my friend Mvula. You know what gave it away? Is those faded spots on the back of his neck. And then also those very tattered ears. Nature Lover, you said this just keeps getting better and better. It is indeed one of the most amazing days. You know, it started off a little bit gloomy. Sorry, I'm just repacking everything around here because as I raced, everything was sliding. Hello, beautiful boy. It is very exciting. I don't know where he's come from either. But now we're on Triple M, so this is not too good because he could go back in towards Arethusa. Please don't cross the road and go into Arethusa. Please stay here, lovely man. How fantastic is it to see this boy? He's crossing into Arethusa now. Let me change position for you, Craig, before we lose him. Oh, come back. I don't know what he saw. I don't know if it was... Oh, where are you going to go? I don't know if it was a daycare. Like I said, there's lots of Impala. He's just going to walk in front of us. Unfortunately, we can't follow him. He's just going to the right now on an animal pathway. I'm trying to figure out whereabouts on Arethusa he's heading to. But he's definitely hungry. He's interested in something. And I think... As I was racing, I was holding my water bottle. I don't think I put my lid on properly. Sorry. My water bottle is now leaked all over the show. Oh well, it's not like it didn't rain. I'll see if I can try and get a view of him. But it's a tough one. He's just disappeared into the corner, and I would like to tell the other guides. Maybe he comes back again. I don't know what he had. Because I can't see any antelope around here. Now I need to try and see if I can find him. But how great is that? First the pride of lions with Byron, and then now a leopard. Hey, how great is that? We might get another view. Let me see. There's a road coming up here. Maybe he's going to cross this road. Just going to try and position us. I'll pull a Megan and go, ay, ay, ay. That's Megan's favorite thing to do when she is stressed. Not that I'm really stressed, just trying to turn the car. So, I don't know if he was coming in this direction. I don't know where that animal pathway pops out though, but he was clearly onwards. So I think he should come out somewhere around there. That's if he doesn't change course again. And like we were discussing earlier, it doesn't matter which way it looks like an animal is going. If it's a predator and it's looking for something to eat and it hears a noise, it's going to follow up on that noise. And that's probably what's happened. He may have been walking through Arethusa and something caught his attention and he quickly ran out onto Triple M to investigate. Maybe it was too far away. Maybe he was spotted as he came out into the open because there's no cover on the road. But unfortunately he is gone now. How exciting though. You think you can see him? Craig, what was that noise? Craig did I think Craig's maybe spotted him. It's hard to tell. I keep just searching on the road. See, he could be anywhere there and he's so camouflaged. Look at Hosanna yesterday morning when he was completely camouflaged. Don't know what we're going to do. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see this leopard again. He's gone very far in towards Arethusa now, and unfortunately we can't traverse in there. Okay, we'll drive up and down this road. Maybe he pops back again. I'm going to send you in the meantime though back to Byron with some lions, and hopefully we'll have some more luck with some leopards.
Well, how's that for luck? Well done, Tayla. That's fantastic. I mean, to find a male leopard walking around. Are we still following these lions? Now they've moved through a thick area, but fortunately we managed to find them again. I drove around. They are heading towards the clearings, but it's still a long way until they get there. Now I wonder if these lions aren't potentially hunting. Just having a look around. The way they are walking and stalking, and they keep lifting their heads and scanning through the bush. That's a possibility that they might be trying to hunt. But these lionesses would probably be a little upset at the moment. I'll tell you why, because they've got two big males following them. And that's not ideal when they are hunting, because once they make the kill, we know the males will come in and chase everyone off and feed first until they've had their full, and then the the lionesses and the cubs will potentially feed. Sure, it's a cold breeze at the moment. And how's that for timing? Started off as a quiet drive in the rain, but luckily our persistence paid off. Here we go, here come the rest of them now. They're going to be following the females. There we go, here come the rest of them. No, John, they don't have mange. They're wet at the moment. That's all. These lions are just a bit wet and cold. And they don't have mange at the moment. Those males just decided. That's actually great. Let's try and get a better view of these males. Dear, I keep forgetting, Senzo, that I've got to get you through the right gap, otherwise we're not going to see them, are we? Oh dear. Sorry everyone, this is now becoming very difficult to maneuver around here with the roof on and with the flaps. Can we get that flap loose maybe, Senzo? Try to help you hold it. Oh no, you got cable tie. Alright, let's see. I'll see if I can reposition or follow this pride. Let's head back to Scott. He's still got those cheetah who might be hunting.
Welcome everyone. We've got some very exciting prospects on our hands. The impala that you can see is in grave danger of being taken down by two female cheetah that are heading straight in its direction. As Ferg zooms out, continue to zoom out please Ferg, you'll notice that... Which are you on that one? Okay, so it's difficult to see, but there's a little ridge that the impala is feeding on. And beyond that ridge, there's a valley rather. Sorry, I'm so excited. And the cheetah are somewhere just below that impala. It seems like the impala's on flat ground where it is, but it isn't. And we've just looped ahead of these cheetah because they were heading straight towards this impala, as well as a few more impala rams, as well as some Thompson's gazelle. So there's a whole bunch of prey here, and a beautiful sunset, as you can see. Hello to everyone that's just joined us on Facebook. We've got a cheetah that's heading straight towards this impala and these Thompson's gazelle. The impala on the left that Ferg's zooming into now is the closest prey to them. And I wish I knew what they were doing right now. I've been trying to stand on my seat to get a little bit more of a vantage point, to get a glimpse into where they might be. They could just be taking their time trying to stalk as close as possible before unleashing their furious speed. And like I said, it's not just one but two female cheetah. They're youngsters, so I'm not convinced how experienced they are. They have managed to just catch a scrub here about 20 minutes ago, and at any moment now they could explode. It's crazy what an optical illusion it is, because that grass beyond the impala is actually on the other side of a valley. So the cheetah are below where its little hooves are, somewhere in that valley. They can't be too far from it, and we are in the best possible place. If they do end up chasing it, it could well end up running straight towards us. I'm fairly certain. Oh, there they go. Here they come. They're coming at it. Zoom out. They're coming from the right. They're coming from the right. Look at this. Straight towards us. Well, that first one missed it. There's another cheetah. There's the other cheetahs after it. The other cheetahs after the impala now. Whew. But it too also missed. So the two of them had an incredibly good go at those Impala, and I think it's fair to say that that Impala is very, very lucky to have got away. When it escaped from the first one, I was scanning around wondering where the second one was, and it just appeared out of nowhere. How absolutely awesome was that? Whew. Incredible stuff, and I'm so glad everyone got to join on Facebook as well as the Sunset Safari. Let's see what they are up to. It looks like a beautiful, beautiful scene there with the setting sun, a cheetah taking a breather. Oh, I got so excited. I just said it was coming. I didn't tell Ferg which direction it was coming from initially, but Ferg did a great job on trying to keep the camera poised on the fastest land mammal going about its business. There was one or two shots when that Impala was bearing straight down the barrel of the lens, and it'll be wonderful to actually have a look if we can have some slow motion clips of what went down. It all happens so quickly that it's hard to actually piece together the puzzle even after it's happened. It was all a blur for me, and I'm certainly looking forward to looking at that slowed down a little bit. To everyone on Facebook, thanks for joining, but we are going to say goodbye to you now. And back to just the Sunset Safari fans and viewers. Good to have all of you with us. We are trying out a few new Facebook lives, trying to spread these incredible moments and share these incredible moments with as many people as possible. So please bear with us as we get used to that. And we are not going to keep you in the Masai Mara too much longer, because Byron has managed to find the Birmingham boys.
Well, I'm trying to stick with them. I'm trying to stick with the whole pride. They're moving through a very thick area at the moment, and it's very difficult to maneuver through here. But there we go. You can still see there's one of the big males just in front of us. The other one's behind us. The rest of the pride is straight ahead. Wouldn't it be great if these males called for us just before the end of the show? Just trying to see where the other one is. I can't see him. He's behind us somewhere. See, these males are clever. I think they can also sense that possibly these females are trying to hunt, and they're going to stick with them. Yeah. There we go, here's the other male. Very, very close to us. He's probably going to come into the screen shortly. Right here. There we go. Do you want to touch a line sensor? Excuse me a second, everyone. Go ahead, Henry, go ahead. Yeah, firm, Henry. I think just head south along Impala Road, and keep coming. You'll see you'll pass under those telephone poles, and keep coming south. I'm in the block to the east of that road. I'll try to call you in from there. Now we better try to stay with these lions, otherwise the other guests or guides will be quite upset with us if we lose them, if they don't get to see them. Oh, well, we've got the Nkuhuma pride and the two Birmingham males, and my friend James in the Mara has got another lioness. Let's go have a look.
Now everybody, we have got a lioness, which I will now show you. She's stopped. She was with that big famous male lion, Scarface, who's yet to pick his head up off the ground. So I'm afraid we're going to watch her for a little while. We can't go off-road in this area, but we're told by our very fine game scout behind us that there is a road not too far from here that she's heading towards. Now that is encouraging because she's going towards a fairly large grouping of wildebeest, and you can see if I was a lion, this is exactly the grass I'd want to be walking through. Look how beautifully camouflaged she is. So we're going to try and watch her and see if she doesn't go towards them, and if not, we'll come back towards Scarface and see what he's going to get up to. You know, he's a bit old these days, so I don't think he's going to get up to a huge amount this evening, other than perhaps pilfering himself a meal from her as and when she decides to kill something. She looks pretty hungry to me. Her belly is empty. Let's try and go around a bit. Oh dear, lost a gear. There is also quite a frightening amount of water in the air, which makes me very scared to the core of my being. And all of you are very pleased with the amount of cat we've found today. What was the exact comment? Cat-a-day. It's not Saturday, is it? Oh, right. There are thousands of wildebeest in here. Yes. Kirsten says it's Monday, which is Meow Day. Now, where is this track? Yeah. This looks like a track. No, that's not a track. I'm just trying to keep an eye on her because she's disappearing now. Oh, sorry. Let me just get out of the way. There's a minibus in a rush. Let's have another look at her there. Sorry about the pole. Sorry, everyone. I can't really move right now. There she goes. You see how perfectly designed they are for this kind of landscape? We've had a lot of questions about whether or not it's not more difficult to hunt here. Well, Chitty Chatty Megu says she hunts alone. Well, she's doing that now, but they don't always hunt alone here. And in fact, it's quite interesting. They have shown, and they've done studies in this particular area, that lionesses living on their own eat as much. Ooh, she's calling. Listen to her calling. Oh, wow. So she's calling her pride mates, and we did have reports of another two in this area, and I suspect quite strongly that they are of the Paradise Pride. And Scarface is up. Okay, let's go back a bit. She's obviously not on a serious hunting mission now. She's calling. Liam spotted Scarface the Leon. He's lifted his old head, his wizened old face from the wilderness. Of course, in order to turn around here, you need to have the strength of Hercules and the patience of Job. See how I like to mix my pantheons there. You like that, Liam? I don't suppose Job can be considered part of a pantheon. Right, here is the most famous lion in the world. If none of you, if you haven't met him before, you're in for a treat. He's got a seriously, what should I say? Iconic face, I guess. But on account of the fact that most of his left eye is missing. His right eye, sorry. Now here he is. Look, he's lifted his head up. Hello, old fella. Hello. There he is, along with the lights. Beautiful. Isn't he wonderful? And I say he's the most famous lion because, of course, people come here to see him on account of the fact that he has just such, you know, he's been in this area for ages, obviously, but he's so easily recognizable. So everyone knows of Scarface. Stacey, you say, does it get my heart racing when a big male is in such close proximity? I was telling the story last night, actually, and it used to, you know, when, I mean, it makes me feel filled with a great sense of awe, certainly, but it doesn't make my heart race with fear or anything like that. But it certainly used to. In the very first lion sighting I ever had from a vehicle was when I was training, well, you know, close lion sighting like this. I mean, he's sitting, what, about 30 feet from us, but more than that, 50 feet maybe. And the first time I saw a lion, he was an inexperienced lion, he didn't know vehicles very much, and he dropped his head down. And that kind of classic, I'm a bit threatened, I might charge you kind of a posture. And I will never forget how my heart raced then. And I couldn't understand how the people around me were sitting completely calmly. He's an impressive fellow, isn't he? And of course, Stacey, the other thing is that when he's lying down flat on his side, he looks like a, you know, sort of a large Labrador, if you like. But when they lift their heads, then their magnificence is really on display. That black mane, it's obviously blowing in the wind, it's long. And interestingly also, we saw him the other day during one of our rehearsals, and he was lying on his other side, he was lying on his left, and his right hip is not in a great way, and I remember it wasn't in a great way last year when we met him, he was limping on it, but the left hip looks to be in pretty good nick actually, so that's good. Now I wonder if he will get up and do something, and well, yes, all of you say that his mane is stunning and he's having a good hair day. I'm not sure that these lions ever have a bad hair day, to be honest. I think they have wonderful hair days all the time. Vim, smile, you're on camera. Again, yes. I said to some people today, they stopped next to us when we were with the Agama Pride, and I said, why are you taking pictures of us? And they were such hilariously friendly people, but said in their accent, they were from China obviously, and they said, because you are so handsome, all three of you. And we all fell about laughing, they fell about laughing, and the lions disappeared into the lugger. We're not nearly as handsome as Scarface the male lion. We'll try and move a little bit from here. We'll go a little bit forward and get a nice view. You two. And we'll just see if we can't get another view. Oh, look at him. Oh dear. Now, take a good look at this male lion. People tend to think that lions of the Mara are the biggest in the world and the crocodiles are the biggest in the world. But I tell you what, I think if you were to put him next to one of those Birmingham boys, they would be a near thing. Let's go and have a look.
Now we have still got the Pride. Fortunately, they're just lying out in the open for us, but they're going to be crossing our boundary soon. They're heading in a westerly direction, so they're going on to Simbambili, Arethusa, about that area, that direction. So it's amazing how quickly they've walked straight through our property, and they're crossing on down towards Arethusa, it looks like. And we'll wait here because the Pride's still lying out in the road. Wonderful, wonderful to see the Nkuhuma Pride again. Haven't seen them for quite some time. The males were not far behind. I think they're going to be coming through shortly. See, isn't this wonderful? So fortunate. So happy we got to see them. Where are these males? They weren't far behind them. And they were coming through this area. They should be crossing through shortly. It's so funny to see how the males follow the pride. Take care. Lion prides, you asked, do they have a home? So I would assume you're asking, do they have a place that they constantly go to? Just having a look there quickly. Those bellies look quite full. These lions have fed recently. I don't think they're that hungry. They're possibly just moving into another area for some reason. Take care. But lions do not have a home as such. They've got a territory. So they move through a really large area. And those lions have just crossed the boundary now. So let's just wait. Those males should come out shortly. So as I was saying, take care. Are they coming through there? We'll just wait a little bit. So they've got a big territory. They don't specifically go back to one spot and stay there. They'll move around and cover their whole territory. Now that's what lions do. They mark their territory. They'll defend it against other lions. So it's not to say that they've got a specific place that they go to. Here we go. The males are coming now. Here they are. That's the one male. Might see another vehicle there. They just out on safari. They fortunately got to see them too. There they go. There's the one male. The other one shouldn't be too far behind. We'll keep a lookout and see one last view of him before they disappear. There we go. I think the other one should be coming out soon. Let's just have a look. I'll wait for it. Now, patience while we wait for this male lion to come out. Hopefully he'll be coming through shortly. I'm sure he will. I doubt he'll be too far behind. Let's have a look. Where is he? Yeah, I can see him coming. Yeah, I can see him coming. You'll see him approaching shortly. Here he comes. There he goes. Lovely. Isn't that great? Well, perfect timing. Got to see the whole pride, follow them for quite some time, and off they go. Cross our boundary. But luckily, we did get to spend a lot of time with them. Isn't that wonderful? Hey? What a nice surprise. Well, there we go. And that's our sighting of the pride again. So nice to see them. Always nice to see them. And just shows you never know what you're going to find. And those tracks, just that one male, the track that we saw, and that put us in at least the right area to try and find the pride. And can you believe it, we found the whole pride. So that was wonderful. Hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. That was really a great surprise. We'll see. I wonder where we should go now. We've got a little bit of time left. See, maybe, I don't know if we'll find an owl. Wonder how Tayla's doing on her side. Just quite a few vehicles around here. I'm just trying to see if we can maybe move around them. Oh, sorry, my wires popped out. Sorry, Alice, have you been trying to get hold of me? Alright. Well, Taylor's out. Let's head back to her. And she's got the spotlight. Let's see what she can find.
Well, I don't know what we're going to really find after today. How exciting was that? I mean, we obviously started off a bit low in spirits because it was miserable and it was raining and it didn't show any signs of letting up. But, well, that's exactly what the rain did. It let up and out came the cats. So that was quite nice. A very short sighting of Mvula, of course. We're going to actually head back that side, though. I think he's going to be doing a bit of weaving around tonight. I think he's hungry. He didn't look particularly fat. He actually looked quite slender. Now, we know that Mvula unfortunately doesn't seem to catch lots of things all the time. He's very patient, and that's actually just typical of all the big cats, is that it takes him a little bit of time, of course, and it takes him a couple of goes. That was bizarre. Was that just me that happened to? Alice, did you guys get... sorry, my monitor turned on and off, and then I thought we went completely black screen. But obviously not, because Alice has not said anything. Okay, fantastic. So I was just double checking that we were... I'm having gremlins attack me in front. Now, the lights aren't really working on Wendy at all in front. So you can see it's very dark, so I'm just going to have to use my spotlight tonight. But maybe Mvula comes back across again. That was really such a nice sighting. So I have to tell you a story. This morning, Craig and I got so excited we just about high-fived because we thought we'd seen a leopard in the distance when we were on Buffelshoek boundary. It was not. We did the same thing as what we did today. I said, Craig, what's that? And he quickly zoomed in down, very far down the other end of the road. It was a duiker. But the duiker, in my opinion, must be the most leopard-like antelope that there is out there. They're just, their whole posture reminds me of say like a young leopard. It was quite funny because we were both convinced that we had one, but it wasn't. Very excited though when Mvula turned out to be a leopard and not a duiker. I would have been very disappointed if that was the case. It's actually quite daunting driving without no headlights. My eyes are now starting to play serious tricks on me. In terms of nocturnal creatures and weather like this, seeing bush babies is probably quite slim. I reckon that they will stay huddled up in their little tree cavities or wherever they may be resting and trying to stay nice and warm. I don't know about genets. I don't know how they actually feel about the cold. You could still potentially see honey badger, aardvark, porcupine, but of course they are all difficult ones to spot. Let's get all the way to Powerlands Road. We'll quickly go down there and we'll go towards the gate. Oh, and then I'll tell you, I actually can't remember if I've now told you this or not. It wasn't Arathusa, it was Simambili. I did say that, hey. I've now had like a serious lapse of memory because I was talking on the radio. Now I can't remember if I was talking to you, if I was talking to the other guides in the west trying to help them relocate on that leopard. Let's go down this way. Oh well, if I told you twice, maybe someone had stepped away to refill their cup of tea or perhaps use the luxury facilities and they didn't hear that. So lots of guides out. I don't know if the weather maybe frightened a few of them and they decided to stay tucked inside. Maybe their guests were rather wanting to have a drink around the fire and share campfire stories. That's also quite fun to do, of course. But we'll keep searching. Don't think we'll be seeing any chameleons whatsoever on a night like tonight. I would even be surprised if we spotted one. Though it's been a couple of days now since we last saw our nocturnal reptile. It seems as though I'm, well, with my comment now, I'm dampening some spirits. Chitty Chatty Meg, you were hoping to see a chameleon. Well, I'll still give it a bash, though. I'm not going to say, no, if you find a chameleon, I'll happily admit that I'm wrong. Maybe they wear their knitted coats. Perhaps their nana or their grandmother has, well, treated them to a winter woolly. Now there's just vehicles going, phew. It's like a sort of racetrack here. All the cars are heading towards those lions. I don't know if they got my message about the leopard. I tried so badly and I just called it in about 500 times hoping that one of them would have heard me and then been able to, of course, follow up on that leopard. But we'll keep going down this way anyway. We'll give it another bash and see what we can find. I like the sort of clear sky so that they can hawk properly, so they can see the silhouettes of the insects that are flying above them. I'm so sorry, Alice, can you repeat what you said? I lost comms with you sort of as you started feeding me the question or comment. Well, I'm going to try and decipher it, so I apologize if this is not exactly what you said, but I think it's from James Richard, and you've said maybe Mvula will come back and find us a porcupine. Wouldn't that be fantastic? We obviously took down that porcupine a couple of days ago, which was quite nice. We got to have a quick look at that. This road is absolutely horrendous, and I suppose I need to check behind me. Okay, there's no vehicle, so I almost had to fall out of the car to see anything behind me. I don't know if we'll get lucky with seeing something like that sort of so close together. I think that was an exceptional sighting. Did you see a leopard feeding on a porcupine? We didn't have a great view when we went in the morning, and just after drive had finished, we were obviously trying to get there. But I think you guys had a nice sighting of it with Byron, which was very cool. But we'll keep searching here. I just thought that was so amazing. I couldn't believe how our luck just turned like that. Nature, it's literally about being at the right place at the right time. Coming on safari, and obviously whoever it is out here, this is where we had Mvula, by the way, it was here, obviously heard me complaining about getting wet. Sort of thought, okay, well, if you've been out for a few hours now and you stopped complaining, maybe we'll throw you a bone. And well, I got a bone thrown at me, and I'm so glad that it was in the form of Mvula. He is such a lovely leopard. He really is a cool cat. And we've seen so many cats. So you had the entire Nkuhuma pride with 2 Birmingham boys, Mvula, and then Cheetah with Scott. Great. Oh my goodness. I feel like this whole car is going to fall apart, eh, Craig? Yeah, it's rattling a whole lot more than it should, but this road is just really terrible with all the corrugations, and unfortunately dragging tires on a road like this does not sort out the corrugations. You've got to get the grading machine and actually take it down an inch or 2 and get rid of it like that, and then bring the sand back over again. Now the cars have all disappeared, so they've obviously turned off into Simambeli. I don't know whereabouts the lions or the leopards have gone, but we'll go all the way up and along Vuyatela access. Maybe we'll get that civet that has been spotted every now and then. But we're going to go across to Byron. He's also got his spotlight out searching for nocturnal critters. Maybe he'll be able to find you a chameleon, or perhaps even a bush baby.
Sure, Tayla, chameleon or bush baby. That's a tall order, I think, for this time of the year. Especially with it being so cold. What is that? Thought I spotted something. It's nothing. It just looks strange. Oh, it is chilly. Hold on a second. It just looks like maybe it's a cluster of leaves that just look a bit strange. It's a little start of a community spider web, but it just looked very strange, and it's got a few leaves and that caught in it. We'll see, maybe. Don't know what else we could bump into now this evening. Like I said, I doubt we'll find a little chameleon. It's a little bit cold. It's actually not a little bit cold, it's very cold. But wishful thinking, and now I keep seeing things. What I think and hope are chameleons, but no, it's just the green leaves again. I'm going to check so carefully. Yeah, I don't think we'll have any luck with the chameleon at the moment. It's very chilly this evening. Bree, you say, other than the cats, which other animals or fantastic creatures enjoy the cooler evenings, these cold nights? Well, you might get, you know what, I was saying this earlier, because of the bit of rain that we've had, you might bump into honey badgers or an aardvark or pangolin around this time, or maybe. And the reason for that, it's cold, so it'll probably come out a little bit earlier. The other thing is, because of the moisture, it's softened the swirl, maybe got some termites or ants a bit active for the aardvark and the pangolin. That would be amazing. Imagine bumping into an aardvark now. That would be really, really great. I wouldn't bet on it though, if I were you. I mean, well, you never know, but I wouldn't bet on it. But we'll see. Maybe we'll just quickly find a honey badger. That'll be better. Sure. but it is very, very chilly now. There is a cold chill in the air. I think this evening I'm going to have a nice glass of red grape juice, I think, with dinner. Try and warm me up a little bit. Trying to also look for maybe an owl or two. I'm sorry, just turning that down. It's nice to have the Mara with us again this afternoon, Scott and James. They had some exciting stuff going on. Started off quiet for Tayla and I, but then our luck basically came together. I mean, Tayla finding that male leopard. Exquisite bliss, you say it was a most exciting drive today. Well, that's great. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It started off very quiet. I was nervous there for a second or two. It was cold and rainy and wet, but luckily the rain stopped, which helped. So to think this is where it all started, this is where we spotted the lions the first time. We followed them for quite a distance till they eventually crossed our boundary. Now, as I said, they looked quite full. Now, I know that sometimes the females, and I've seen this a few times before, when the males are close to the pride like this, the females get a bit agitated with them because they know that those males often take the lion's share, as it were, of the food if they do make a kill. So the females then often try and move away a lot quicker from the males. So they'll walk and walk and walk, and they'll cover a huge distance. And hopefully the males decide, okay, that we've walked enough, there's no need to constantly follow these females, and they'll stop following them. But the males can be quite tenacious and constantly follow the females. So it's almost like those females try and lose the males. They were walking quite quickly and they didn't really stop. The males stopped once or twice. You could see they were getting a bit tired, but they thought maybe it's worth sticking with the females. Maybe they get another free meal. Although, as I said, when I saw them cross the road again, those bellies looked reasonably full. They didn't look hungry at all. All looking in very good condition. All those lions at the moment are looking great. Few crickets and that calling at the moment. I didn't see that very clearly. You said, why did some of the cubs look like they had, was it bitten ears? I didn't see that properly. What did it look like? I'm trying to think. Senzo, did you have a good look? Did it, what, like frayed ears or little? Okay, so those, well, those lions sometimes, I mean, the flies also sit on the lions and they chew and fray the ears a little bit. But it's strange for the young lions to have that at such an early age. But we know that these lions struggled, some of them struggled a little bit with that white muscle disease when they were younger. Did they get a little bit of mange? I can't remember now if they did catch a little bit. Unless it was just, I don't know, I didn't see properly, so I can't, it was the Styx Pride that had mange, but I don't know. So I wonder, Sinak, if it wasn't just wet ears, the wet ears, the black tips looking very wet, walking through the grass, I wonder if it wasn't just that. I don't think those ears would have been very badly frayed like you see in older leopards. The leopards especially, you can see how their hair starts getting eaten off the ear a little bit. We're still searching for any signs of nocturnal animals. Like I said, I don't think we are going. I've got a front. I saw eyes, but it's Impala. We're not. I don't think there's a good chance of us seeing a chameleon or anything now. This time of year, winter, the reptiles aren't as active. It's very cold. Back to the leopard finder and find out what Tayla's plan is, or what does Tayla feel like having to drink this evening around. I don't think we'll have a fire, but around camp.
You know what would be really fantastic, Byron, would be a nice cold glass of water. No, I think hot chocolate would be absolutely delicious on a night like tonight. Maybe a fire, although I don't know, because the clouds are starting to come through again and they're looking even darker and even gloomier than what they were earlier today. So I don't know if this is the end of the rain. Oh, there's Byron. I'm going on the southern road now of quarantine. Byron's taking the sneaky middle road. It's very chilly, so I would like to sit around the fire this evening, but I think we'll just have to wait and see. Wait it out just a little bit. But I think tomorrow morning could be quite a nice drive, especially like what I was chatting to earlier. It's typically the rain washes away the sense of animals, so maybe it's going to be a very active evening. The wind is picked up too. A lot of cloud cover. It's very dark, which plays in the favor of the predators. Got tongue-tied there. That will be nice, but no chameleons. I've been searching for chameleons and I have yet to see one. They're just hiding away. That's probably what they're doing. They're just hiding deeper and deeper into the trees, trying to keep nice and warm. Now, one thing that I need to ask all of you is, who won the Franklin competition? Anybody know? I think it may have been me. But, you know, I don't want to brag too much and hurt Byron's ego. I'm just teasing, of course. It's just a little bit of fun. And H. Macy, you were actually wondering exactly that, who won the Franklin finding competition. I don't know. I can't remember how many Franklin sightings I had. I think we had 3, Craig. I think we had 3 or 4, somewhere around there. I think Byron only had 1 or 2. Now I see there's lots of I keep getting excited because as I shine the light, I see all these little reflective eyes looking at me, except they're not eyes. They are droplets on the grass. I just keep thinking that they're spiders and things, because even spiders' eyes reflect with the light. But oh my goodness, what has gone on over here? I almost drove into that. Too busy searching for chameleons. I don't know why all this is piled up on the road like that. Maybe they were, I think they might have been dragging roads and accumulated some debris. Oh well, we'll just go around it then and carry on. There was something else that I wanted to tell you that was really funny. Oh, remember how I said that it didn't have headlights? You all laugh at me. Oh no, if I don't throw this mic pack into the long grass so I never find it again, put that in my pocket again, it keeps falling out. So I was thinking, I was like, why don't I have any headlights? This is ridiculous, because I've been driving rusty for such a long time. And Craig was like, oh, you know, Wendy has another switch. And I was like, yeah, and I'm playing with the light switches, and he goes, no, under the so we've got all these switches over here, you can have a look. We've got all these switches over here, and they control the little lights on the side and at the back. And then here's the sneaky switch. I don't actually think you can see it, but there's a sneaky switch just under the steering wheel, that one. And that turns light on and off. It also turns my monitor on and off too, which you may have seen. It's a multi-purpose switch. So I'm so thankful that I have lights now, because like I said, it was so daunting trying to stay on the road but then also try and spot animals. Now that's very difficult. And then imagine trying to present. I would have driven into something. Even when I have lights, I almost drive into things. It would have been a disaster. But thank goodness, Batman to the rescue. Alright, who have we got? Lots of eyes, lots of Impala. Moved up now onto quarantine. Good idea to come out in the open, especially on a night like tonight. They want to be able to see as much of the silhouettes in terms of predators coming towards them. So it's a good spot. So I think the wildebeest and the rest of the animals will probably come up here, and maybe we'll see them in the morning. Anyways, I'm going to send you back across to Byron now for the last final minutes of the show. I'm sure he's very chuffed with himself that he managed to track down all those lions. Good job. And well, yes, it's been a great drive, and of course I'll see you tomorrow, but let's go across to Byron.
It has been a great drive indeed, Tayla. Thank you, and I'm sure you're very happy with finding that leopard too. It's always wonderful when things come together at the end. Now, I just stopped to listen. I could not hear a single owl calling tonight. I think it is a little too cold. I actually think I saw some snow starting to fall. No, I'm joking. It's obviously not that cold, but it feels cold. I think because we've been out here for a while. You know, when the chill just gets right down to your bones. It's very, very cold, especially with all this water, the bit of drizzle around this afternoon. Well, I really hope you all enjoyed the drive with us this afternoon. Paid off in the end. We were a bit worried. We thought this all this rain is going to chase everything away, and it kind of did to an extent. Sorry, there's just a car coming. There's a turning coming here. Anyway, but a big thank you to Tayla, of course, and Craig this afternoon. The ladies in final control. Nice to have Alice back from leave. And thank you again for all the wonderful questions. Always nice to hear from you, all the comments. And we'll see you all tomorrow morning. Don't forget, half an hour earlier tomorrow, we will be live at 6 a.m. Central African time. Don't forget that time change. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Goodbye. And thank you to the lions and leopards.